A very warm welcome to this international conference on the use of epidemiological studies for the health risk assessment. My name is Tanja and I would like to wish you all a warm welcome, and it is my pleasure to guide you through the conference program. We are very, very pleased to see so many of you are interested in this conference program. In fact, we have around 600 registered participants from Berlin here, but also from other countries, so a very warm welcome to you all around the globe. And before we start, a quick technical information. You are very much welcome to contribute questions and remarks throughout the conference, and especially after the scientific talks. If you want to do so, for those of you in Berlin, you have microphones available in the hall, and for those of you joining us online, please use the chat. Unfortunately, for technical reasons, it's not possible to contribute your question via video. So the chat function is your function, and for all of you joining us here, the microphones are important. Please make sure you use them so people joining us online can hear you. Okay, let's get started, and for that, I would like to hand over the microphone to the host representatives, and I would ask you to join me in welcoming the Vice President of the German Federal Institute for Risk Assessment, Professor Tanja Schwerdtle.
Many thanks for this. So, dear colleagues and friends, it's my great pleasure and honor to welcome you to this international conference about the use of epidemiological studies in health risk assessments. So, this important conference is definitely a very important and key platform to share knowledge and to advance the field, especially taking into account different views from different disciplines. This conference is organized by the European Food Safety Authority as well as the German Federal Institute for Risk Assessment. So this conference highlights especially the increasing relevance of human data in risk assessments. And, well, so to say, epidemiological studies, all of us in the room are aware of this. They play an essential role in shaping our understanding of health risks for a very broad area, starting from food and feed to product and chemical safety. When carrying out evidence-based risk assessments, nowadays it is absolutely essential to assess the evidence from epidemiological studies, including observational studies. And this, together with evidence from other sources, let's name it for the classical toxicologists among the risk assessors, the more traditional sources of information, such as experimental animal studies. The weight of evidence approach that you are all aware of provides a kind of a framework that allows us to integrate this different information from different types of studies and sources. However, I feel we are all aware of the fact that this is not an easy undertaking, and there are very many challenges to be solved. The biggest needs I would like to state is definitely the collaboration of different disciplines for this. So toxicologists, epidemiologists, as well as risk assessors have to work closely together. Even so, speaking different scientific languages, we ask these scientists from the different disciplines to talk to each other. More importantly, to listen to each other, to leave the safe ground and to compromise. And some of you might have had the experience that sometimes this feels like bridging worlds, especially when it comes to hard tasks and the hot topics like risk of bias analysis, or also the question of evidence for causality. Let's name it at the very beginning of this conference. So the Brandenburg Gate you see on this beautiful image of the conference is now being able to be passed from two directions for all of us since now more than 30 years. At this conference, toxicologists, epidemiologists, and risk assessors come together from different directions, and we have all together one goal. We identified health risks as one common terrain, and we feel that the various disciplines being present here, they could inspire each other. So we absolutely feel honored that there are so many scientists here at this conference. I heard around 600 registrations. The room is, for the people online, slightly filling up. I would say around 100 people now here in the room. So we are really honored. All of you are working in your daily professional life with epidemiological evidence-based techniques. At this stage, I would like to give a big thank you to the Scientific Program Committee for putting together such an interesting program to attract so many people. Besides the very interesting lectures, the posters, and I'm quite aware of the hopefully very fruitful, open-minded, but also sometimes hot discussions in the room, I hope that the social evening, as well as our open-minded and international and lively city, helps to bridge the different views and principles of the disciplines and let us get to know to each other. I am confident, maybe let's name it, I'm absolutely convinced, that this conference, it's also a wish, will bring us to the next level, will foster the cooperations, the collaboration, and the innovation, and will advance the field of using epidemiological studies in risk assessments as kind of a boost. I would like to say thank you already now to all of you for joining us on this journey of knowledge and collaboration, and I wish us all a very fruitful, open-minded discussion and conference. And with this, I would like to hand over to my colleague from EFSA, Carlos de Neves, who will be there online. Thank you.
Very good afternoon to all. So, Madam Vice President of BFI, dear Tanja, and dear colleagues, both those there in Berlin, and of course, all of us online, a very good afternoon. It's indeed a pleasure in this conference, and I think if I only had 10 seconds, I would just say copy-paste what Tanja said. I am all in, but I was given 1 or 2 more minutes. So just to try to bring you 2 reasons why I think this is such an important moment and an important event. First, the one that has already been highlighted by Tanja in terms of the relevance of the scientific importance of bringing epidemiology into the risk assessments, into the activities that we perform. And I think that those goes without saying that in an authority like EFSA, where we want to be continuously on the forefront of all these developments in methodologies, and you will know that we spend a lot of time, a lot of energy connecting a lot of the brains around Europe to make sure that we have the best assessments on uncertainty, on literature review, on how we appraise, on how do guidances and protocol developments, that this unique discipline that epidemiology brings to the table is key. Is key because it also helps, as was very already mentioned by Tanja, to connect the dots. We have toxicology, gradually we have an interaction of different disciplines as some of the questions we ask become truly more interdisciplinary, more complex. And I have no doubt that the power of epidemiology, the power of this capacity to analyze causality and to bring sense, sometimes through numbers, through BSEDs, will help to boost our risk assessments, will help to create stronger products that will also, I hope at the end, lead to more effective action by those who may take those decisions, the managers. But it will also, I hope, help to create trust, increase trusts in these scientific outputs. And we know, we've seen how much society is now engaged in understanding when science advice is put on the table, what it means for them. I believe epidemiology can make a difference, and I'm very happy that through EFSA we've embodied this belief, and very happy that this meeting is being organized with BFR, with whom we have a long-standing tradition in collaboration. And I understand that the topics like the ones we are working on, the critical appraisal tools, will be put there today on these next 2 days in the discussions about the observational studies in humans, in animals, and so forth. But let me then just highlight the second reason why I think this is such an important conference, because it embodies truly the future and needed way of working. And this is to work together across the ecosystem. Europe is big, 27 members, plus many other countries in Europe with whom we collaborate. And the planet is even bigger when it brings other countries, other friends, who share also the same approaches to how we do risk assessment, to how we protect the safety of foods. We need to work together. We need to collaborate, and we need to strengthen these partnerships. The meeting takes place in coordination with BFR, with whom we have one of the strongest and long-standing collaborations, one of many member states with whom EFSA collaborates, and let me say, of whom EFSA depends to deliver also their job. The role of EFSA is not to do something for the member states, is to do something with the member states. I think the conference that is about to start, the good discussions that you will have, the exchange of views and opinions, it's materializing that dream, that desire to really have this ecosystem across Europe working. So with that, I can only, of course, allow me to thank, of course, my colleagues in EFSA who have been preparing this, Miles and many others who have put on the program. A very big thanks to all those contributing with their knowledge, with their opinions, with their discussions. I would also say with their critical ideas, which will help to move this topic forwards. And last but not least, a big thanks to BFR for helping to organize and for hosting. I'm very sorry I'm not able to be there, stuck here in Brussels on some other meetings, but can only wish a very, very good meeting to all. And allow me just at the end, of course, to thank my colleagues in Germany a little more personally, and for that to swap. And just to say also, in Namen des EFSA möchte ich ganz herzlich beim BFH für die Organisation und die Konferenz bedanken. So, vielen Dank, Tanja, vielen Dank den Kollegen, die diese Konferenz möglich gemacht haben. Danke sehr. Thank you very much. Good meeting.